with the macro pyre, the ice path, obviously anything that the Phoenix can do, the sun rays, the fiery spirits, it's supernova as well. I like the Lina with the Mars just because the even though it's not a complete setup, if you can spear, which does mean you have to hit a skill shot, but either you get that light strike array off for the stun and then get the spear to follow up, or vice versa. So again, it is 2 skill shots that you have to hit, but I like those as setups to each other. Again, the Dragon Slave over the Arena of Blood, I think it covers about 50% of the arena when it spreads out. So you do have a giant... Faceless Void.
I don't mind this, right? Like, it's not an amazing Void game because they have okay catch and whatnot, but if you're thinking about what their game plan is overall, like if they can ever get their spells off in a team fight, they should just be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But this Silencer here is going to make it really difficult for them to, in these early to mid-game engagements, to ever make a perfect combo. So it'll be interesting to see if they can be the ones that get the jump all the time, or whether, the Mars puts his arena down, they get the global off, and all of a sudden there's a Lina pummeling in. There's going to be... I think this Wraith King pick is really good as well. This is what I was going to say. In the past, this Wraith King hero has been super good against Void. Void loves being able to chrono heroes, bring them down quickly, get the numbers advantage. All of a sudden, this Wraith King just doesn't care because he has a second life. And if you look at Khan's lineup, their draft is very focused around like winning a fight and then being able to move forward. Whereas Wraith King kind of extends things a little bit.
Yeah.
And they don't, after they've used their first round of spells on Khan, they don't have a massive amount of damage output.
5 seconds.
Okay. What would you like to see Khan pick up last? Because I think it's going to be the... I mean, you can run this Faceless Void in the offlane if you really wanted to, but do you think it's going to be the one Faceless and then they're looking for an offlaner here?
Dyer's banned.
I would still like to see them pick up some kind of like small amount of catch from like an offlaner or a mid hero. I don't mind which one it is. Maybe like a Kunkka would be okay or something like that.
Yeah. What about a Centaur? Just with obviously the Stampede, it means you've got a little bit of an initiation tool. The Stomp as well, so you get that AoE kind of crowd control coming up.
To go.
Yeah, I think Centaur's okay, or like even something like a Sand King. It's not very popular at the moment, but I actually don't mind it here too much. It's not great to play against Silencer, but you just need some hero that can... Like, you don't want the Void to be the one initiating fights every time, right?
Yeah.
Like, you want somebody that jumps in and then the Void gets a decent chrono to follow it up.
Okay, well, we'll see, because there's one ban left in the pool, so what are they gonna... What scares them? And again, what completes the Dyer's lineup here now as well? I assume... I mean, do you run this Silencer or the Lina as a core? Is this... or is this the 4 and 5 being picked up here? Or is it still really flexible depending on... Because, well, they don't have last pick, they do have the next pick. So they ban out the Viper.
Radiant's pick.
I think they probably play... I was going to say, they probably play the Leader 4, because it's a decent hero that just... At some point in the game, the Lina can buy a BKB and just be on egg duty, right? Because you get the extra attack speed coming through from the Fiery Soul. They just need a hero that plays the map quickly and that like runs around, makes space for the Wraith King, because if the Wraith King builds something like a Radiance, for example, he's going to need a little bit of time to come online. So they need something that can play the Dempo game to play around this Mars ult, like the global.
10 seconds to go.
And if they put the Void Spirit mid, I think Queen of Pain's a decent matchup for the for that 1v1.
Seconds.
Okay, and Khan are gonna...
Dragon Knight. Now,
Yeah, that's the catch. I think that's awesome.
who's it gonna be?
Big fan.
Okay, well, let's see how this plays out. Just pure looking at both lineups, not player past histories or anything like that. What lineup do you prefer here?
I think Khan's lineup's easier to play. Especially, like, I feel like they don't really have a great amount of damage for this DK. Like, at some point, he's going to build BKB, and he has this like really high natural armor, and they don't have a lot of magic damage anyway. Like, unless it's the real early game.
Yeah.
I think DK versus Quap, like, Queen of Pain can win that lane really hard if she gets a good start, but they should just trade farm, like, relatively okay. And I think DK's, like, always fine with that. And when Queen of Pain's this hero that wants to move away from the lane to try and make kills happen with Sonic Wave. But DK's just going to take your tower if you do that. And I think it's a little bit of between a rock and a hard place for the Queen of Pain then.
Okay, let's see how this plays out. Both teams just getting through their strat time, really thinking about this. And I mean, looking at it, I just think that lineup-wise, the team fights there for Khan, there's a lot that hinges around the Chronosphere, but if you can get it off, if you can catch the Silencer and the Lina out, That's a lot of the potential lockdown.
I guess it just comes down to, can they cast their spells on Khan like in the right way? Because it sounds really easy, but I mean, like in these games, it's obviously not. And I think a lot of it's going to come down to how much work the Silencer can do as well. Like, how are they going to play around this global silence? Can the Wraith King have a decent start to the laning stage to really kind of like scale his farm quickly? There's a few questions here, I think, but yeah, mostly if the Radiant can cast their spells all at once at the same time and get their damage off, I think they look really strong.
Okay, well, we get a standard pause because it's not Dota 2 without a pause. But yeah, looking at the items as well. Oh, let's take a quick look at the items to see. Yeah, both supports have the headdress on both teams. This headdress, it's just so much value for money at the minute. I don't think I've seen. I mean, last patch meta, the 4s, you'd have the Clockworks, the Tinies, Tusks, something like that can get up in someone's face, you know, and get aggressive, start throwing out the stuns, and they'd always go boots first. Like, I think that was the thing. Like, Tiny was the position for, because you go your boots first, you get your toss back. If they get too close, you toss them underneath the tower, and then whoever he's supporting has like some sort of crowd control underneath the tower. Easy first blood or easy kills. But at the minute, it looks like it's a lot more of a regen fight on both teams. How is this? How's it shifted into this? Is it just more teams playing a lot less aggro?
I think it's not just a headdress that gets bought now as well. Like, you know, that they had to nerf Ring of Terrest because people were like buying it straight away at the start of the game for 600 gold.
Oh yes.
And it's like people are buying Ring of Regens really early on as well, like especially on certain carries that you don't need to sell for like slots really early. And they like buy headdress themselves as well. And because Ring of Regen got cheaper in the most recent patch, it like went down by 25 gold. Headdress is cheaper now for Regen, even though it doesn't give you stats, because Ring of Regen's cheaper. Like, you don't need to buy the branch either. So it's like, it's a super value item. People are building headdress on like carries like Lycan and stuff as well, because it can build into Helm of Dom. Ring of Regen builds into things like Pipe as well, like Helm of Dom. It's all sorts of stuff. So I think like Pipe as well. I mean, I don't know. I think Ring of Regen just in general is like a really strong item at the moment. Same with Sage's Mask, like, because it rushes into Necrobook really quickly. You can just start with double Sage's Mask and you still have room for some regen as well. So things like Enigma were coming back as well. I think people are trading more in general as well, but it's also, if you think about the laning stage, is like 10 minutes long, right?
Yeah.
So if you think about how much regen the Ring of Regen gives you across 10 minutes, it's like, or a headdress, for example. So across a minute, it's 60 times 2.5, which is 150 regen, right? For two heroes, probably. And then you multiply that by 10, and all of a sudden, you're sitting at 1,500 regen for one hero across 10 minutes, which is, for the amount of gold that it, like, headdress is, it's so value. I know people probably don't like doing maths like that.
I'm not gonna lie, I completely phased out once you started doing maths. I was just kind of like nodding along, like.
But you have to remember, it's 1,500 regen for one hero. You're actually giving it to two most of the time because like dual lanes are so popular still.
Yeah.
So it's like 3,000 HP for what is it, like 450 gold or something?
And I suppose in the early game when things like this are going on, when you maybe want to do like a little bit of poke damage or, you know, stealing out an outpost, or yeah, that regen is going to be coming in handy just to, even if you don't get a full fight off, you know, you can come through and recover. So yeah, I see what you mean, that it is real value, and I'm not surprised that even if it's just a casual headdress, that teams are picking it up on both supports. And like you say, it builds into your Pipe, it builds into your mech, your Helm of the Dominator there as well. So it offers a really good early game platform. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
And away we go.
As it looks like we're just going to get the standard 2-rune trade. Yeah, Mitch is just going to come back and get his own.
It's so easy to invade the other team's runes, just because, you know, you have on the off lanes, you have one that's so safe, right, on your own high ground.
Yeah.
And then all you need to send is just 3 heroes to the other lane to just make sure you secure the other one.
Okay, well, Cheshire Cat, I don't think I've actually seen Cheshire Cat play the Void Spirit just yet. So I am actually interested to see how this plays in the off lane, coming up against the Wraith King and the Silencer, with him having to get so up close. Yes, he's going to have the Phoenix with the Fire Spirits, but it looks like Fervian is just going to be picking up the Glaives of Wisdom, which did get the Int Steel back on it, I do believe.
Yes, yeah, it did.
So you generally want to be picking those up at level 1, right?
You probably genuinely do as well. It's both.
I do like the Cheshire Cat. It's only going to be every 16 seconds, but the Resonant Pulse on Cheshire Cat, it's going to mitigate a lot of the harass coming up from the Wraith King, because obviously the Wraith King, until he gets that Wraith Fire Blast, it's only physical damage that he does, and even then he only has the Wraith Fire Blast to do physical damage. So the trades, just purely between Nefrit as well as Cheshire Cat, I think that goes in Void Spirit's advantage in the early game.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, if this Phoenix could just help deal with the Silencer all the time, then the Void Spirit should be fine, especially with the Orb of Venom in the lane against the Wraith King. I think if they get their level 2 first here, which they have as well, they should look to play a little bit more aggressive on the Radiant side.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, Wraith King's now salved up. They didn't wait to hit their level 2 until he got low, but it happens.
Okay. Well, Phoenix is still not those still throwing out the Fiery Spirits, and Cheshire Cat as well. Like you say, he's got the Aether Remnant, so it's going to be a little bit more of a pullback. Makes an easy target there for the Phoenix. Even Fervian's through a lot of... Well, the only region he's got left is the Headdress now as well, so Fervian does have that level 2, so he has the Arcane's Curse. How is that going to play out against Cheshire Cat and the harass that it's going to be able to do to him?
It's okay. The problem is Phoenix is going to hit level 3 soon, and then the Phoenix's level 3 is like a lot stronger than the Silencer's level 3.
Oh yeah, they're going to go for it as well.
Careful.
The Remnant's going to be off the mark, and it looks like they're just going to carry on going on to Nefrit. Nefrit going to come through. Fervian's trying to do what he can, but this looks like it might be First Blood. Does he take down? It might just. No, the regen from the Tango does keep him alive, as well as that extra from the Headdress.
That's pretty well played. They just need to make sure they bully him out, because he just used his salve as well.
Yeah.
So he's got no good regen in this lane anymore. Like, Nefrit can't come up to the lane anymore. And you see the way it's being played, Cheshire Cat is like pulling the wave back to his own tower. So Wraith King's really going to struggle to get farm now for the next few minutes or so. Oh, he brings another salve out actually, so...
Yeah, he got his salve and his Blades of Attack. If that Remnant had hit, that would have been enough damage to completely kill off the Wraith King. So maybe Cheshire Cat, just kicking himself a little bit, but he still burnt through a lot, forced Nefrit to get another salve. So, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think they'll be able to get this pull off as well. Looks like they will be able to get a couple of denies. Only 1-2 creeps going to pull through here. And Fervian's pretty much out of mana. He does have himself a Mango, but he's just throwing out this Arcane Curse anytime it's up. Trying to do a little bit of harass, but Yamish doesn't care. He's just going to be able to sit there and do harass of his own with the Fiery Spirits, with his right clicks, and Fervian, it's going to really burn through. He does have a salve and 2 Tangos.
Ooh. Fervian did a really good job there of just dodging the Spirits, though.
What's he going to try and do? Are they going to try and go for the kill? Because they do have the Icarus Dive. There's going to be the Arcane Curse, though. So Yamich, though, might not want to go for it just yet. In fact, he's not going to get low enough. He's got his regen. He's got himself another Ring of Regen as well as the 2 Fairy Fires as well. So this lane...
It's pretty standard on Phoenix, though, because you usually build into Tranquil straight away. So you now have like this massive regen advantage in the lane, which is another reason why I think the hero's really popular at the moment.
Yeah. I want to look at other lanes, but I know as soon as I move away, there's going to be First Blood on this lane.
The thing is that the mid lane is like so dull because it's just a Queen of Pain versus a DK. Like, Queen of Pain should be fine, but they just trade farm. And the DK's actually slightly pulled ahead now, which is really nice. Bot lane's like...
Yeah, I got it. I got it on camera. That's nice. I knew it was coming.
Like, the top lane's the one where all the action is going to be. Bot lane's like, they can possibly kill with LSA and with the spear and things, but Jakira's a really tanky position 5. Like, he has 860 max HP. Void, as long as he's not playing around on half HP, then he should be fine at all times. And Jakira has a Headdress anyway, so...
Yeah, so I guess it's just going to be harass thrown up both ways on this with, like I say, what's Lena's picked up 2 points into the LSA, 1 into the Fiery Spirit, so no Dragon Slave just yet, and Chosen One, obviously, he's got his God's Rebuke, as well as the points into the Spears, so that is good setup. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Queen of Pain's actually jumped forward onto Arrow. This might actually be a kill. Can he get the right clicks off? The Fairy Fire's going to be there. Dagger does not take him down just because of the 3 points into the Dragon's
Top
Blood.
lane as well.
Well, they're going to be able to get themselves another kill. Fervian being chased out. The Remnant doesn't actually reach, but Yamich, he's going to carry on going. The Fiery Spirits, is it going to be enough to burn him down? Fervian's trying to regen through this.
One
Yamich
more attack.
doesn't have the dive, but he does have the right click.
Oh, I love that. I love when I'm playing Phoenix now, you get a nice little triumphant squawk off. Feels good.
As opposed to his other kind of squawks. I guess that's all his voice lines are, is just squawks.
I think denying squawk is another one at level 6, which is quite nice.
It's like, it's a very unique way to rub it in. Oh, Nefrit might be in a little bit of trouble here. There's going to be the Fire Spirits being dropped. The Remnant comes through now as well, but Nefrit is going to be able to juke himself backwards. The Wraith Fire Blast comes through onto Cheshire Cat. Body Blocks are still there. He's not going to be walking himself into the Remnant, but he walks back underneath the Tier 1 tower, gets himself a Tango off, and goes back to lane. And Cheshire Cat's just going to be able to clean up the neutral creeps as well. Maybe the Phoenix gets a couple. No, it's actually going to be the Fiery Spirits that were off. So Cheshire Cat will be able to get back into lane with another neutral creep under his belt.
I think the Radiant side are really happy with how the lanes are going, though, because as long as this bot lane and the mid lane trade, like this top lane's doing really well at the moment. This Wraith King's just being bullied out completely, like he's having to buy more regen as well.
Breaking down the radiant structures.
This is the power of the Phoenix at the moment and why it's so popular. I mean, we're seeing it first picked like all the time at the moment, I think. In at least the games that I've cast.
Yeah, he's getting pretty... I mean, he's trying to 2v1
Is
against
Nefrit dead?
Nefrit. I think Nefrit might... No, he's not going to burn down to the Fiery Spirits because he needed one more. Chosen One will go down on the bottom lane. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it looks like Dragon Knight was able to TP himself away. Such a tanky boy. With
Jesus, I mean, DK's killed the tower mid because that's why the Lina was rotating, because they wanted to try and keep the tower alive. And then they realised this because the Lina's been missing. They just go for the kill bot. And this is before Void's even got Chrono.
Yeah, they're just
I'm really surprised they
the
managed to...
So
top lane is Jesus.
well.
I forgot to say, by the way, at the start of this game, I was looking at the league, and Khan need to win this series to have a chance of getting upper bracket. So they're having a really good start so far.
Yeah, is this just... Does Arrow now look to rotate every time the dragon forms up, or does he just keep the pressure onto the Queen of Pain?
I think... Like, the DK doesn't need to rotate, though. Like, the thing is, this hero doesn't rotate well until he gets a blink, and unless his ult's up as well. So now he has the ult up again, he might look to try and push top, but, I mean, they've already got that tower because of how well the lane's gone. Like, they don't even need it. The Wraithings had to go to the jungle already.
Okay. Yeah, he's just farming that up. What's he going to get himself? Gets himself the Iron Talon. But yeah, Cheshire Cat's just absolutely running mental up on this top lane, just having the time of his life. They get a tower. In fact, oh, it doesn't even go to Yamich. It was just the creeps that got it. But yeah, can the Phoenix look to rotate here? Again, just look at the way the team playing on Khan, that they are looking, they're really good at controlling the lanes here. Do they just keep on pushing this top tower out, or do they start to look to put pressure on other lanes now?
I think they need to look to get their first round of items before they really try and push to get a big engagement.
Yeah.
Unless they can... Oh, bot lane, hang on.
Yeah, looking at the faceless body, he was speared to the tree, but he's going to be fine. Pubba was there to help with the block. Top lane, though, they might go into Cheshire Cat. Fervian's actually going to get really low. Burns down to Yamich. Yamich, there's going to be the Sonic Wave. Can he dive himself away? He won't be able to dive himself away. Will be killed off, so that's the first kill. Going the way of the Queen of Pain. But... bottom lane. Well. Oh, LSA comes out. There is a Chronosphere available if he wants to try and go for it. He might just be able to get it with the Ice Path. Yeah, one more right click and it will burn down. Pubba gets it.
I'd really like to see the Phoenix TP bot now, I think, and play with the Void.
Yeah.
Like, if they can, especially at this 10-minute mark where there's another catapult wave coming out, if they can get the good team fight between them. Because Silence is still level 4. Like, he's nowhere near to global, even if he took the top. Oh, he's actually going top, though. He wants to play with his Void Spirit again because this Wraith King's pushed up.
Oh, he misses the Remnant once again, but Nefrit's going to be here, covered just by Fiery Spirits. And even the Icarus dive coming through. Going to reach. I do believe he do. Does he tick down? I think he does, yeah. Did have his ultimate, though, so will be revived.
I'm a big fan of Yamich. This guy's all about mental warfare. He understands.
Yeah, gotta get those tips. Oof. Sentry just close. Fervian's going to actually plant another one to get that deny off. But Yamich is playing solo. He's a couple of creeps away, and he's sapping that XP away from the Wraith King. A couple of creeps away from level 6.
And he's just going to put a really deep ward down as well.
Dire's top towers.
I mean, the fact that he's not even level... Oh, he's just hit level 6, so he might be able to go for this.
Oh, does he do the damage? There's going to be a TP in from the Queen of Pain, but I don't think she gets there in time. In fact, she's going to get in just by the time the egg's going to pop. One more right click. It will actually be Yamich getting the kill onto the Silencer now as well. Cheshire Cat just going to go while there's no Wraithfire Blast. Will be able to get himself out. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Pubba takes down the Chosen One.
This is what I mean, though. They're pressing their skills really well on the Radiant side. Because the thing is, like, even though you trade 1-for-1 on your supports up here, yeah, you use Egg, but you're forcing the Queen of Pain to rotate around and not farm at the moment. So she's kind of like... She's doing okay, but in the area that she comes up to fight and wants to farm afterwards, this is where the Wraith King's playing. So they can't both farm there at once.
No. And you look at
nobody's utilising this bot jungle at the moment. I really feel like the Wraith King should be moving there.
Well, Arrow is just taking these Shadow Daggers and he's throwing out Breathe Fires to the, the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain's actually having to bottle through these. And Arrow's just kind of shrugging it off like, well, what do I care? I've got plus 16 health regen, 28 altogether with the Royal Jelly. Oh, there is a fight into the Radiant Jungle. They're going to be able to find Astral now. Mellow.
The Queen of Pain uses Sonic Wave and gets nothing for it, though.
Oh. Chosen One does have the arena, but Void Spirit, oh no, he's out of Astral Steps. Down for 11 seconds. So he's just going to dissimulate down to the low ground.
They really want to come and play up top around their ward here as well, I think. They have this DK form. He's just a little bit short of his Shadow Blade, but they know Wraithing doesn't have ult. That's why you see Fervian on this Silencer just sitting next to him the whole time trying to protect him.
Yeah, and look at the D-wards. See how thorough they're being in this dire jungle. They've got the triangle out here to cover this, just cover the Wraith King, make sure there's no ward spotting him. But they've not been able to take the outpost back just from, I assume, fear of being killed off when they go for it.
I mean, if you look where their wards is, though, it doesn't even touch the outpost. Like they're playing so defensive at the moment on the Dire side. I really like the Wraith King's rotated bot, though. They have to try and make a play with this arena, I think. Like, if you pop the arena down at the same time you use Wraithfire Blast, you can just follow up with the stuns afterwards.
Yeah. Naive... Well, he might be a little bit naive. Running into 3, there's going to be the Global Silence, so he's not going to be able to time walk himself away. And now he's pinned to the arena, the Laguna Blade flies through, and that will be a kill for Chosen One.
Here comes Cheshire Cat, though, with an Invis Rune on the Void Spirit.
Might find Pubba. No, there's going to be a Macrofire drop by the Ice Path. The Rayfire Blast does come through, but the tower's doing damage away for an effort, and he's going to be able to get himself away from this. Well, the Dissimulate as well as the... Oh, is he going to drop the Astral Spirit for this? He will. He drops it backwards, though. It doesn't actually hit. So he's going to be able to maybe get another Resonant Pulse off, maybe another Dissimulate. The Urn as well. It's ticking him down. Chosen One comes through. Spear misses.
He just wanted to wait for the Dissimulate to use it to dodge the spell. That was all. It was well played by Cheshire Cat.
Really well done. Arrow does secure that kill. And again, he's got 30 pretty much health regen a second. 13 minutes in. How do you kill this man?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? And they found
Queen
the
of
as
Pain.
well.
Yeah, gonna be able to get that blink off, but this is proper raid boss status. I don't know how you chunk him down without a party of 50 fighting him for a good 30 minutes.
The thing is, as well, you're going to have the Sunray starting to be leveled up on the Phoenix now as well, so it's not even just his normal HP. They've got like a pseudo save as well. This Phoenix is rushing Axe, by the way, which is the build that I talked about before. You tend to finish it just after you hit level 12 as well.
Yeah.
So your Scepter like increases the egg hits that are needed. I think it's 2 every level. So like when you hit this level 12, all of a sudden you go from going like 5 attacks to destroy the egg to being at level 2 with like 10 attacks to destroy the egg because you get the Scepter at the same time.
Yeah, that is pretty nice.
It feels so good, like as the Phoenix, because you can be really a lot more aggressive with your egg placements.
And yeah, like you said, there's no real. The Lina can do it, but I think the Lina's going to be focused down early with how squishy she is. So there's no real hero that can stand up. Yeah, if Yamich gets caught at 1v5, sure. But in a 5v5 fight, who do you think actually takes the responsibility of trying to... Oh, Fervian, wrong place, wrong time, my friend.
They should go more here straight away, because the Global's not up here. The Silencer's dead. They really should try and Chrono here. That's why you see the Phoenix TP.
Arrow does have his Shadow Blade up. It looks like the Wraith King was... Was that the Wraith King TPing out? I think it was to the tier 2. Oh no, it was Mars. Mars TP'd out.
That was well played by Nemiga, though. They understand that with their Silencer being dead, it's really difficult, because it's so easy to get collapsed upon there.
Ice Path comes out. It's actually going to be onto the Lina now as well, but Melo's going to be able to pick up the rune and be able to blink himself away. But look at this. This is a 5-man fight. Can't want to go for this.
Cheshire Cat couldn't get the Yules off there onto the Queen of Pain before she blinked away. Otherwise, I think that would have been a kill with the Yules into the...
Oh, Cheshire Cat, he finds the Wraith King now as well. He's going to be able to get the Astral off the right. There's going to be the LSA, though, over the top of the stuns. And that is magic damage in Cheshire Cat. Well, he tried to set up, but his team just weren't there in time. You are Silencer. Misses that Ice Path. But he's got Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat goes the... Yeah, Remnant's going to drop. He's actually going to be able to catch him now as well. The dual breath flies through. Fervian with the macro pie. He will tick down to this. And now with the urn as well. Pubba will get it with the dual breath.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of people dropping macro pies on Jakiro just to get a kill. You know, it doesn't matter who it is, even if it's a support. Yes, just use it. Like, the cooldown's not massively long. It's only 60 seconds, so just go for it.
So, Void Spirit, it's actually going to go straight for the Spirit Vessel there. It's going to be the Yule Scepter into the Astral Spirit now as well. The stun comes out from the Dragon Knight. Global Stance is going to be there. Do they have the damage as well? Melo should be able to get himself away. Blinks away. Arena pops out, and now it's going to be onto the Void Spirit. Sonic Wave will finish that kill. Cheshire Cat Arrow is going to be able to get himself away because he's going to be Spirit Vessel on himself. But he's still going to be able to get at least one. Can he get two? Nefrit was pretty down low. He's going to try and turn himself around. Will be killed off. Phoenix is going to be close with that dive. Egg comes through, and Nefrit, that's going to be the... the pop of the Reincarnate now as well as Pubba. Ice Path comes through. Nefrit's going to throw out the Wraith Fire Blast onto the Phoenix.
And this fight would have been really good if the Void was there, but he was farming top at the time. He didn't have TP up, so he came to the fight a little bit late. Like, after that global gets used and Void Spirit dies, if the Faceless Void, sorry. This is going to get so confusing.
Oh, yes.
If he's there to use the Chrono straight away afterwards to keep the DK alive, that fight's completely different. But...
Yeah, who has the Spirit Vessel on the die? It's actually Chosen One on Mars that has it. Okay, so
it took me by surprise as well. I was not expecting that at all.
To be fair, there's been action. I think Chosen One is the hero I've paid the least amount of attention to, just because there's been so much more action around the map. You know, it's been hard to check in on the Mars. So seeing him get that, that's actually really nice. He does get it. Oh, Cheshire Cat. He's going to be able to get another Astral off now as well. Yet Spirit Vessel, or just the Yarn comes through on Fervian, and Fervian will die. Arrow gets his revenge with the Breathe Fire.
I love how aggressive Cheshire Cat's playing though on the Void Spirit. Like, he understands that he's got his team around him here, so that he can just look for these +1s all the time. And they don't have global up on the dire side, so the Radiant with their Chrono are like have the big advantage at the moment. Yeah,
I like this more aggressive Void Spirit. Obviously, with with it being an off lane, if it was a mid lane, you'd probably see it play a little bit more. It's not still be farming, but it would have farmed a little bit longer, maybe for the Spirit Vessel and the Crystallis before it started to really rotate and engage. But yeah, Cheshire Cat took the top lane advantage and then just started rotating around the map. He's backing up Dragon Knight in the mid lane.
I feel like some of the Void Spirit off lanes I've seen before, not recently, but a couple of months ago or a month ago maybe. I think it was Phonic that was doing it, where it felt like he was just ending up taking a lot of space rather than making it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Cheshire Cat this time is not farming at all. Like, he's all about just trying to create space here for his DK and his Void to utilize. Oh, Fabian. Oh, they didn't go for it.
No, DK maybe not sure what else was sat behind him, so Fervian lives to fight another day.
Oh, he's like, oh, the tower's worth more gold anyway. I'll just get that instead.
Well, yeah, priorities. Gotta play those objectives.
And I think Khan just slow the tempo down after getting this tier 2 top a little bit, because they need to wait for the Chrono to be back up again, I think, before they make a play.
Yeah.
And the DK form's about to run out as well, so after this tower, they'll probably just be a little bit more careful.
Oh, bottom lane, Queen of Pain. Melo's trying to hunt Yamich, but Yamich is just going to be able to TP himself up to the outpost on the top lane that they've restalled. They're going to trade outpost, it looks like, but I don't think the Radiant care too much, because they're in a position, they might be in a position to pick up Astral here now as well. There's going to be the Earl Scepter. Astral Spirit, Remnant's going to be dropped now as well, and just look how fast this Lina's going to go down.
Jeez. They're all running bot as well, actually. This DK's got a Shadow Blade. There's a sentry down, though. They know this is coming.
Yeah, Pubba might be in a little bit of trouble. Where's the rest of his team to back himself up? There's going to be the Global Silence just for the kill onto the Jakiro.
Oh, that's so good by the Jakiro, actually. I don't know if he did it on purpose. I think he did. Where he just ran to the high ground to bait spells, and they use everything like you say, just to get the Jakiro, which is just so completely not worth it.
That Manta dodge, and the Spear's actually going to be onto the Manta illusion there as well. Sonic Wave does come through. There's going to be a lot of damage, but the Time Walk gets himself out of the arena now as well. There's going to be the egg being dropped now, and it's just going to be big because they're all going to need to run themselves away. In fact, Wraith King does have that Radiance, but the push away from the Spear. Chosen One is going to be able to get himself away from this. Cheshire Cat says no. One more right click. He should be able to take him down. He is taking close. Yule Scepter comes through. I think the drop damage, it's going to be enough damage there, Cheshire Cat, with the Astral Step. And mid lane.
That was so good. That was the Phoenix Egg reveal as well, and he used the egg on the DK to keep him alive just as he was getting really low. So all of a sudden he pops out of the egg with full HP, and the Dire were like, oh, without Global, like, these fights are just so bad for us. And they used it just to kill the Jakiro before.
They might be able to kill off Yamich here. Melo's going to blink into this now as well. It's actually Melo that has the Blade Mail. I didn't realise that Queen of Pain had picked that up, and I don't really think that's an item that you want on the Queen of Pain, right?
So this item's really... I'm glad you asked, because I was going to talk about it before. This item's really interesting, because if you look at how much gold it costs with what it does, it's actually super value. So for 2,000... Oh, hang on, there's a fight.
Yeah, they might be able to pick off Fervian here now as well. He's going to be dragged back into the Remnant, but the Queen of Pain will be able to get that blink off.
So yeah, this Blade Mail does 28 damage, 6 armor, and 10 int, and it only costs 2,000 gold. You know how people were picking up Crystalis like all the time last patch?
Yeah.
This Blade Mail's the new one. Like, people are going to be buying this a lot.
Okay.
It's not great, this game, but the stats that it gives to how much gold it costs is, like, really good.
Arrow's going to be able to get the Dragon Stun out, Dragon Tail off now onto Lina. Lina's going to be able to get himself away. Maybe there's still a Breathe Fire, but the LSA does come down, and Dragon Knight... No, wrong way. Yeah, I suppose it's not the worst on Queen of Pain because it does give the 10 int as well. So it's a decent int boost for what it's doing.
The other thing is as well, like, if you pop it in a fight, it kind of like dissuades them from wanting to go on you.
Yeah.
Which is when you're playing this Queen of Pain that wants like these long drawn out fights in a way. You know, you get the Orchid, you kind of like blink around a bit, just, you know, outputting your damage little by little.
DK's going to go in. He has himself a double damage rune now. The rest of his team is going to be joining, and it looks like the Dire, well, they're going to be going on to the Jakiro bottom, and Pubba might be able to buy a little bit of time. He's going to be TPing up to the top lane. Yeah, there was nothing to stop that TP. So they get themselves into the Roche pit, and I think they'll get themselves a free Roche, because the Dire just aren't grouping up for fights yet. You've still got Nefrit that's still farming, going towards that BKB. But now Chronosphere is up, all of the ultimates apart from the Dragon Form, which is about halfway through and about an 80-second cooldown. They're all up. Can't just look to fight here, or are they going to look for pickoffs and then try and push onto the high ground? Because
sorry, say that again.
Sorry, yeah, do they look for a fight, or is this kind of like you look for pickoffs with the Aegis, or...
Trouble brewing already.
Because, mid lane, it looks like there's going to be a fight, and they might be able to take down Pubba here now as well, but there's going to be the Clumsy Net coming through onto the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain's going to be able to blink away.
The egg! He saved the Jakiro from the dagger death. I'm not sure if that's worth it, but it was cute.
I was going to say, if that was me, I would have straight up denied him. Like,
yeah, I'd have killed him as well. Hashtag griefer. Dude, when this Void Spirit gets Ags, and this like DK gets AC... What's the Void going to have at the time as well? He's just picked up his Diffusal. To be fair, they should probably look to try and take a fight with the next egg. I think that's the big timing for them.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be a little while now, so this DK can keep farming, and the Void Spirit can keep farming towards their items.
Okay, well, it looks like the Dire want to group up and maybe... Are they grouping up for a fight, or are they just trying to protect the Wraith King and Mars? Because...
I mean, they need to protect the Wraith King now, because with this Diffusal Mantle on the Void, if this... I mean, he has a Mango, which is like okay, but it's not going to be enough. Like, they need to get this Wraith King towards the level 20, otherwise he's not going to be able to get Reincarnation off ever in a fight.
It just looks
because
like
of this Void.
They're playing chicken in the jungle as well. They step up as 4 or 5, but as soon as Khan start coming forwards, they all back off.
You have to realise though that the way Khan are playing at the moment is super good, because what they're doing is they're taking away farm that like should be safe farm for the Dire side.
Yeah.
So they have these 3 cores in Mars, Queen of Pain, and Wraith King that all need the farm to come online, right? But the Queen of Pain and the Wraith King need it most, so this Mars is going to really start to suffer now. Like, he has this pipe and he has this vessel, but it's probably going to take him quite a little while to get this 3rd item online. Just because of how much space the Khan side are taking away from them.
Okay, well, yeah, he started to take whatever just comes into his lane, into his grasp. Oh, Queen of Pain. It's just going to be Mantis chasing her down, so Mello should just goes to the blink away. But how's the vision looking? Because the Dire don't have that much out of base vision, and Nerfit's going to be walking himself up onto the high ground looking for a little bit of farm, but Naive's already taken it away from him, like you were talking about there.
Like, if you talk about like where they're standing at the moment on the Dire, like they're so defensive, like they're not farming at all at the moment.
Oh, Naive's going to see Astral. He's going to be able to get it. He dodges off with the LSA with the Manta, and the spear again. It hits onto the one of the Manta creeps. They're going to be able to find the Queen of Pain. Sunray comes through now as well, so he's going to be able to turn himself back around onto Astral. Finds himself 2 kills. Stun now onto Mars as well. Are they going to be able to get themselves more of this? As the Remnant will be dropped, they're going to be able to get themselves at least 3.
3 down.
Like, this is so sick. Just because of the positioning they have as well. Like Jakiro's pushing up top lane as well, so he can farm up his item. Like he's not even needed. And because of this, Phoenix it's not just the egg damage. Phoenix Axe, sorry. It's not just the egg damage in the Chrono anymore. It's the Sunray as well, which is the Axe upgrade. You can use it during the egg. So they have a lot of damage output in these fights. And he also has the Spell Amp talent at level 10 as well. Like, they are just so far ahead now.
Yeah, I didn't even realise he'd got the amplification talent. Dragon Knight as well, close to having that level 3 dragon form. Does he go for the Axe if this game goes? Because he's already looking to his Assault Cuirass. But if he needs another item, is Axe something that the Dragon Knight could be looking at here?
It's possible. We've been seeing people pick it up a little bit more than the normal, I would say. He kind of wants to be this like big frontline though, so I mean, the AC is really nice. He might go for like another tanky item as well, but I think he probably goes for a damage item. Whether that's Axe or maybe, I don't know, like even if he wanted an MKB or something. Like, I don't know, it could be anything. Like Daedalus is really good as well.
Yeah. Okay.
He might even go for an Orchid, to be honest. Like, there's so many different things he can do here.
If he finds the stun arrow, though, he's still going to be fine. He's just going to be able to walk himself away. And again, with 32, they're going to be able to catch out Mars here now as well. But it looks like the Sans comes out into the Void Spirit, but it's going to be the Faceless Void getting himself in. There's no cause here. Global Sans come through, yeah. So this arena should actually wear off, and the Ice Path catches 2 of them now as well. Astral Remnant comes through onto Chosen One. Are they going to be able to find this kill? It looks like the damage will be enough to take down at least Chosen One. Nerfit, does he want to try and fight this? Nefrit, sorry. Will the BKB wearing off momentarily now as well? There's going to be the Orchid onto the Void Spirit, so Void Spirit's not going to be... Your LSA comes through now as well. Sunray, though, doing the damage. They're going to be able to take down 3. Can they take 4?
Oh, did you see the Phoenix there? He took the Void into the egg, so he didn't take any damage from the Sonic Wave. That was so sick, actually.
Oh... This might
Ice Path
just be the game-ending fight because there's no buybacks available on the side of the Dire. Yeah, GG.
I mean, Yamich played so well this game on Phoenix. He's 10-3-7, but like his eggs, when he got Axe especially, were really strong. Like that one where he used on the DK around the outpost fight, and then the one mid as well just then. I mean, we talked about in the draft how if they could click their buttons, the game would be really easy for them and straightforward, and it felt like they did that exactly that. I felt like some of these globals from Fervian on Silencer were just a little bit kind of like hasty almost. They need to just be a little bit more patient, try and wait for the right openings, because otherwise the game's really difficult for them.
Yeah, well, Khan putting on a bit of a masterclass there, and showing Yamich, like you say, showing how the Phoenix should be played. Do you reckon Phoenix is going to get through in the second draft?
I very much doubt it. I think that hero is really strong at the moment. It would depend who has first pick.
Yeah.
But I would be very surprised if it didn't get banned out in the first 8.
Okay, well, then, what was that game time even? 28 minutes.
Yeah, it was under 30, I was going to say. But this Queen of Pain just felt like she didn't really have an impact at all. Like, Wraith King didn't ever really get going. They kind of just lost all 3 lanes, and the fights went really badly for them because they didn't use their spells, correctly.
Yeah.
And it was so difficult for them to ever take a big 5-on-5 because, there's Chrono, there's Egg, there's just so much going on. And I think Cheshire Cat completely dictated everything this game on the Void Spirit. He was really strong.
Okay, well, that will be the first game. We're going to step into a quick break and hopefully step back into the second game without a lot of delay. But for now, guys, we're going to play some ads, play some music, pay the bills, and we'll see you right after this.